How's it going, everyone? Welcome to the channel. I am back with another one, and today I'm going to be showing you how to make unpainted fenders and bumpers. So as you can see, I've got the sunburst here, and I made a matte black kind of texture on this bumper, and it's an option so you can switch from stock to unpainted, and we're going to be doing it to the ETK 800. So I've actually tested this out beforehand, so I'll try to make this pretty much as quick as I can for you guys. And big shouts out to Dark for showing me how to do this. I'm going to put his Patreon and his TikTok in the description. Be sure to check him out. He's pretty big in the mod scene right now. I've been putting out a ton of bangers, and yeah, we're just gonna hop straight into it. So to start, you're gonna need two different folders open. You're gonna need your Steam BeamNG folder and your Documents BeamNG folder. And so in the Documents folder, press Ctrl-Shift-N, and we're gonna make a new folder. You can title it pretty much whatever. I'm just gonna put 800 unpainted. In here, we're gonna do Ctrl-Shift-N and make another called Vehicles. And we have one more folder that we have to make, but it's completely dependent on what car you're using. So if we were gonna do the BX, for example, under the vehicles folder you can see BX and then all of the game files. In the case of the ETK 800, we have ETK 800 and all of the game files. So create a new one and name it ETK 800 if you're using this car. Now we're gonna have to copy some files from the Steam folder over to the ETK 800 folder that we made. You're gonna need this main materials file. If you're doing fenders, I'm gonna place the fenders and then these two bumpers. And then lastly, we have this DAE. And now before I mess with anything in here, we're going to have to create the material in BeamNG. So when you're in game, press F11 and it's going to open up the world editor. Click on Window, Material Editor, and in here we have a list of all of the materials active in this world. Click on here, New Material, and we're going to have to make a material for the ETK 800. So what I'm going to do is just name this ETK 8 Unpainted. Place the same thing in Map 2. And then to locate your mod folder, just keep on pressing this until you can't press it anymore. Go to Mods, Unpacked, and then locate your mod folder. Go to Vehicles, and then here's the main materials JSON file. Click on that. It's going to ask you if you want to merge this material. Press yes, and then Create. And over here we have the material. Now in the previous attempt at recording this video, I had placed 800 unpainted and it just was not popping up. So I think it has to do something with you placing numbers or something like that. I don't know, but it worked first try for me. So definitely just kind of stick with words and letters. Now I'll mess with this just a little bit, but we can fine tune the color and everything later. So I'm just going to bring this roughness map down and bring the metallic map around midway. And then after you've done that, go ahead and press Save All Dirty Materials, and now we can move into Blender. In Blender, go ahead and delete these, go to File, Import DAE, then locate your mod folder and import that DAE that we placed in there, and you can see we have the game model. I'm going to delete everything besides the bumpers that I need. Now I'm just going to use this FA. I believe this is like the XC version or something. It's like the, I don't know if it's an off-road or something, but I'm just going to use that for an example, but you can do it to pretty much all of these if you want. And then I'll just use the same RA for the rear bumper, and then we have the fenders. Go ahead and just place underscore unpainted at the end of all of these, and then we're going to open all of these up. Same with the meshes. And if we click on here, we've got the materials. So the body color is ETK 800. Click on this little red circle down here. And for each of these, we're going to go ahead and remove this ETK 800. Press on the plus sign and then create a new material. And this one we're going to name ETK 8 Unpainted. Make sure that it's the same as which you placed inside of the material editor in Beam. Now for all of these, I'm going to press minus and then click on here, and you can look up unpainted and then just do the same for the fenders as well. You'll see that the bumper is gray. I'm not too sure if we're gonna have to take off this grill hex, but I'm gonna keep it on for now, and if we run into issues, just remove it. But for now, everything looks good. I believe that this is like a grill texture for this part right here, so that's why I don't want to mess around with it. Once you've done that, click on File, Export DAE, and export it in that mod folder that you created. I'm just gonna name this Unpainted, Export. And then you can close Blender. It's going to ask you if you want to save changes. Press Don't Save because we've already exported it. Once you've closed Blender, we don't really need the Steam folder anymore, so I'm just going to go ahead and close it, and we'll just work in our mod folder. Go ahead and place Unpainted at the end of all of these JBeam files, and then we're going to open up all of these. Now remember that we were using A So you can do _A and we'll see if it pops up. So yeah, you can see here we have bumper FA. This is the bumper that I have in Blender. So I'm gonna delete pretty much everything besides that. So scrolling down until we see bumper F, go ahead and just delete everything up until this final bracket. Right before that bracket, delete everything. It should look like this. Now over here, I'm gonna put under this flex body _unpainted, and then I'm also gonna put unpainted. So this one is all good. We can move on to the rear and do the same exact thing that we did here. Same with the fenders, you can do the same exact thing. You have the flex body right here. Go ahead and just change that. And then we have this one. And just like that, we can go in game and everything should be working properly. I should mention that for some people, you have to close and restart the game. I unfortunately have to do that, but other people I know, some don't have to do that. So now we can click on that, we can apply this. And then we can apply the front unpainted bumper, the rear unpainted bumper. So everything's looking good besides the fact that we have absolutely nothing, like no model over here. So I believe that might have to do with that grill. So I'm gonna go back in Blender, remove that, and see if that fixes the issue. I'll go ahead and remove that and export this. And just like that, everything worked perfectly. Now let's say you want to kind of change it, you don't like the texture of it, go ahead and open up that material editor, click on the car, window, material editor, and you can see that we have the ETK8 unpainted texture. We can go through, make any changes we want, and then save them. So I think it looks way too matte. I kind of want it to be a little bit more reflective. We have the metallic map. I go through and change that. Maybe bring the roughness down a little bit. Yeah, it's not looking too bad. You've got your different maps and everything that you can mess around with. But that is pretty much it. And this can be applied to like the doors, the hood as well. You can do. See, it's probably more prominent if I change this to white. Look at that. I'll go ahead and kind of show you what it looks like on a build, and just like that, take a look. It's looking nice and good. I kept the sport bumper because I thought like the unpainted look kind of looked cool, and just the fenders and front bumper. But yeah, that is pretty much it. I also did this to the ETK K series, so I'll show you that too. Yeah, you can see I've got unpainted front bumper and unpainted rear bumper. I think this tutorial is going to benefit a lot of people if you're trying to get into modding. The one thing that I was struggling with for a while until Dark showed me is actually getting these materials to pop up in game and actually creating my own materials. So I think this is like super useful, and if you guys found it useful, please subscribe to the channel, leave a like. I really appreciate it. Maybe I'll start putting more time into modding and see if I can do some crazy stuff. Somebody asked for an engine swap tutorial. That would definitely be like a multi-part thing or a really long video. I don't know if that's something like you guys really want to see, but yeah, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it, and I will catch y'all in the next one. Peace out.